Today on MH News, we're building a professional website. Welcome to MH News, everybody. I'm your host, Matt Haslam. Now, on today's episode, we're building a professional website, which is a lot of work. Matter of fact, to create my new website for MattHaslamProductions.com, it took over 12 hours to build my website, and that's because basically it had a lot involved with it. There's a lot of different pages. It's a massive website, and I think if you're just starting out making a website, then maybe create 1 or 2 pages to start off with. But as you grow, build more and more. If you have a ton of services, then build your whole website and take a week to do it, because it's going to take that at first. If you're used to doing websites, then you can maybe do it in 12 hours like I did, but it's challenging if you're just starting out on how to build a HTML5 website. I highly suggest going with Wix.com. It's a professional platform that you can easily make your website and add things to it, and actually use different interfaces such as 123contactform.com to make all your contact email forms for your website and include them in HTML codes on your website itself. So I highly suggest that. But basically how we made ours was pretty easy. Now, today we're going to be talking about MHNews.info, the brand new website of MH News. For the past couple months now, for MHNews.info, if you typed in to your web browser MHNews.info, it brought you directly to our YouTube channel here. And it no longer does that. If you guys notice, it brings you to MH News full website. On the homepage of that website, it actually brings up automatically the latest episode of MH News. And that's really awesome. So if you're just looking to watch the newest episode, you can just go to MHNews.info, and right there on the homepage, it's going to have the newest episode. You can also go to our episodes page, and on that episodes page is sort of like a blog, where if you're interested in any of the topics that we cover here, for instance, if we're talking about camera dolly or something like that, you can click on that episode, and it not only brings up that episode, but it then will show you a parts list of different things you're going to need, and then it's going to talk about different designs that I found interesting online. So for instance, if we're talking about how to build something, we're going to include another person's design, their how-to video on our website here. That way you can see a couple different designs and pick and choose aspects that you think are worth it for your design, and maybe build your own in your own unique way using aspects from many different designs. So on that episode, there's 2 different designs there. You can also go to our archive, which is really easy to find different topics. You just browse through all the episodes that we've ever done for MH News and pick the one you want to see and click on that episode. You can also go to the show, which tells you about the show and our regular schedule, and then about the host and about the gear that we normally use for the show. Now, that doesn't include all the gear that we actually use all the time for our films and stuff like that, but it includes a majority of the equipment that we use to make MH News episodes every week. So this is some of our smaller gear that's easier to work with for a very fast turnaround of a video. So you can browse through that, and basically we talk about a lot of this gear on the show itself, so you're going to be able to browse through this whole the gear we use, a whole list of the gear we use, and say, hey, here's what they use, and here's what maybe I should consider buying for myself. But I wouldn't concentrate on the gear too much. Again, it's not about a gear show, it's about filmmaking show, so keep that in mind. You can also contact us, and that's a basic thing about any website. You have to have a contact page. I've seen so many websites that don't have a contact page, or they don't have About Us section. Like, you need that. That's just vital. You need a home page, you need an About Us page, and you need a contact page, if nothing else. Just because that's the 3 main things people look for on websites. So you need that. And basically, a contact us page should not only have your phone number or your email, it should have maybe your address if you're willing to give that up. It should have all about whatever you do. So basically, say, for our website, we have if you want to contact our film division directly, you can email film@MattHaslamProductions.com. That way you're not getting clumped in with the general emails that we get every day. So keep all that in mind. With our contact page for MH News here, we actually have a way you can become a member, which is a great little benefit. You can get emails every time a new episode comes out. You can get the schedules for mini-series, such as our mini-series that came out this year on the top 5 tips for filmmakers, marketing, musicians. We had 5 episodes in a series on that. You'll get that schedule before anyone else. You'll get connected directly with me. Basically, if you have any questions, you can ask me, and you'll get those questions answered faster. And basically, on the show, what we're going to be doing anymore for Q&A episodes is the new submissions on this website. So basically, you can input your name. You don't have to put your email, but we highly encourage it, because basically, if you put your email down, we're going to notify you when and if your question was talked about on the show. So if a Monday episode comes out and we had your question answered on the show, we're going to email you that Monday and say, check out the new episode because we answered your question in it. So that's going to be a really great way for you to know that your question was answered. You can also put your name there and your question, and if you don't want your name mentioned, you don't have to put it down, so just keep all that in mind. And basically, a lot of people are complaining that they needed a YouTube channel in order to comment below on any of our videos. They needed a Facebook account in order to comment below on our Facebook, and so on and so forth. So basically, we made it a whole lot easier. Now you can just go to mhnews.info and hit submit questions to submit questions to Q&A Mondays, and you're going to be able to fill out that without any email address, without any phone number, without anything like that, or any YouTube or Facebook account. You can just fill it out and be anonymous if you want. Also new about that is you can submit topics for ideas for future episodes. You can submit a form to become a guest on the show. So if you want to become a guest on the show, you can submit to that, and we'll definitely get in contact with you no matter where you live in the world. We'll get in contact with you and say, how do you want to do this? If you want to come to our studio, if you want to meet somewhere, whatever it be, or if you want to do a Skype call over the internet, or if you want to do a phone call and do a podcast episode rather than showing your face or whatever. If you're too far away and we can't do a Skype or something like that, we'll maybe do just a phone call and have you on the podcast episode. So all great ideas, that great ways you can become a guest on the show. And I think that's the most important part about the show here is we're going to be able to collaborate with people, and not just people that we can meet face to face with, because your opinion does matter. So this isn't just my show, it's our show, and you're going to be able to become a part of it. And another way you can become a part of it is becoming a contributor, which means basically either you help us make the episodes, or you make your own episodes and say, well, I don't want to create my own YouTube channel and stuff like that. Well, you can make episodes on your own and then upload them to the same YouTube channel that we're using, and that way, rather than starting your own audience, you can join our audience and a pre-existing audience. So it gets your content out there, it gets your word out there a little bit faster and to a bigger audience. So we're looking to collaborate, so become a contributor. You can also do a whole lot more things on this website, but we're not going to really talk about those too much because there's a lot to cover in this episode. So basically how you create a website is you go to Wix.com and you create an account there and you build your own website however you want to build it. They have plenty of templates already. For instance, for MH News, we used a template they already had, and we didn't really change that much to build ours. The only thing we changed was a little bit of sizing on some of the things. So we pretty much used their format. And you can find that format by just going to Wix.com and searching for television show or something like that. And that's a format we use to make our website for MH News. And then the format for MattHaslamProductions.com is a whole lot more complex, and actually we didn't choose a format, we just built our own from the scratch. And I'd say if you're building a brand new website for the first time, it's going to take you a while, so maybe give it a week. But If you're used to doing them like I am, then it will maybe take you about 12 hours. And I know that sounds like a lot of time, and it is, but MattHaslamProductions.com is a very, very big website with a lot of different services that we had to have a page for. And you can look at MattHaslamProductions.com right now. There's a lot involved with that website, so it's a massive undertaking to redo that website. And so there's a lot to do. So that's why it takes 12 hours to redo that website. But it's a great website in the end. But in order to make a professional-looking website, you need a professional-looking logo. So how do you do that? Well, basically the way we do it, and this is going to shock a lot of people, is we actually create our logos in Microsoft PowerPoint. So we'll go to PowerPoint, create our logo, and then we'll do in very large fonts and stuff like that. That way we can always scale it down later. Because with a logo, a lot of people think, oh, well, if I'm putting it on the top of my website, I only need to create a little tiny logo and then I'll just blow it up when I need to. You can't do that. If you create a big logo at first and then you scale it down, you can always scale it down because it's going to be a better resolution. But you can't scale it up and have it be the same resolution. So basically, if you create it big and then scale it down, that's much better. So create a really big logo when you save it as a huge picture, the size, huge size picture, and you do a screenshot of that, save it as a picture, and then you bring that picture into a blank PowerPoint by inserting a picture. And then once you get on that picture, you're going to see a picture tool, a format. And when that comes up, you just click on color at the left top of your screen, and you hit set transparent color. And you're going to be able to click on that white background on that picture. Because basically, if you save it as a JPEG picture, it's going to have that white backdrop there, and you don't want that, and that won't look professional. So how we counteract that is we set transparent color, and we hit set transparent color, and then we just click on the white backdrop of that picture, and now it's transparent. So now all we see is the other colors and your actual logo. Then you right click that and hit save as picture, and then when it comes up to actually save that picture, you're going to save it as a GIF file, a GIF file, and that will save it without that background there. If you save it as a JPEG, that background will still be there. So save it as a GIF file, and then you bring it to Wix.com and you add it to your website. That way it looks really, really professional. And that's the tall tale sign of a professional website, having that class, that extra step to go in there and take that backdrop out and have a professional looking logo, because that's the first thing people are going to look at before anything else on your page. So keep all that in mind. And on your website, you want to have plenty of great content. You want to just have all your videos that you made that are professional. If you made a bunch of videos and some of them aren't that great, take them off there. You don't have to necessarily show all of your videos. You only have to show what you want to. So if you only want to show one video that you've done out of the hundreds, that's up to you. If that one is brilliant, that's worth it. And the other ones aren't that great, then take them off there. Only show what is going to make you look professional in the end. And above all else, use 123contactform.com to create your forms for your Contact Us page. That way people can email you without going into their email and without giving you a call. They can just email directly on your website. And 123 Contact Form is free as well. So you can create a professional looking website for free. Takes a little bit of time, but it's definitely worth it compared to getting someone to build that website for you. And then you get a domain through domain.com, and that's pretty inexpensive thanks to domain.com. And if you go to filmriot.com, in basically any of their episodes, you can find a coupon code, which we can't actually give you because that's their coupon code. But if you go to Film Riot, go to any of their episodes and get their coupon code, and you can get 15% off your domain names through domain.com. So definitely check it out and build a website that's professional, because you need something to get out there that's professional and sets you apart from anyone else. And a website is a great way to do that. I know a lot of different videographers that just have a Facebook page, don't even have a Facebook page, and then they don't get business and they wonder why. So This is how you get professional clients, by having a professional website. And definitely, if you want to get some ideas for your website, go to matthaslamproductions.com or go to MHNews.info. You can get plenty of great ideas for your websites from us and other websites created through Wix.com. So have a good one, people, and see us next time.